Welcome to Botches Off-Road. Join us as we talk about everything from gear reviews to trail stories, tent camping to rock landing, and all things to do with the outdoors. Today we are going to do some weekend recaps. I know you guys had a pretty eventful weekend. We'll do some recaps of that, and then we'll talk about our upcoming weekend, what we got planned. I guess why don't you guys start it off, because you guys had all the fun. How about you, Alex? You want to lead?
It was a big weekend. Mm-hmm. Friday night, we were up late Friday night.
Late Friday
like
and
2 in the
Saturday.
morning, wasn't it?
Friday and Saturday. It was both late.
2 days in a row.
Yeah.
So Friday, we took all the suspension off the back end of the 4Runner. Springs, coilovers. Springs, control arms. There was something else. What else?
Shocks.
Everything's gone. Shocks. Everything's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Then we welded in some outboard shock mounts, which I was kind of leery on doing, just because, I don't know, it just seems weird to move my shock mounts because they seemed so fine for so long. Little did I know, they were never fine. They are so much better now.
Yep. And we can't even use the old ones anymore.
We the old shock, like the top of the shock is still there because we couldn't get to the bolt, so we just cut it off.
Yep.
So, outboard shock mounts, I got them off eBay for like $35. They're supposed to be, they had some really cheap like self-tapper that is supposed to use, but we just welded them on.
Yeah.
And then I got my cheap Icon shocks that I got off Marketplace, and I mounted those up, and they look sick. It's so freaking cool. Mm-hmm. And then I'm not sure what the springs are. I cannot find I bought some OME springs, and I was going to use those, but then we were getting parts off the crawler because I needed the control arms off the crawler frame. And the springs that were on the crawler are significantly better progressive springs than what I actually bought.
Yep.
So I was like, you know what? We'll try them. If they don't work, I've got the OMEs to fall back on. Everything will be fine. Well, so we got those in. Got the new shocks on. Now we're into Saturday. This was a very long process. There were so many roadblocks.
Oh yeah.
First, we broke one of the shock mount bolts off inside the mounting point on the rear axle. Mm-hmm. And I thought for sure I was boned.
Yep.
Then we realized that the shock bushing, or the sleeve that was still on the shock mount, was actually a metal sleeve from a shock bushing. So we cut those off. After we got those cut off, then we realized that there was actually enough bolt to grab onto with vice grips. So life was way better. Heated it up with the torch, grabbed it with some vice grips, twisted right out like it was nothing. So got the shocks and springs in, got everything mounted up. At this point, it was like 1 a.m. Saturday.
Yeah.
Started this at like 8 o'clock on Friday, finished at like 1 a.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, we beat it just before the time change.
Oh yeah, because I was taking a shower, getting ready for bed, and I was watching a video on my phone, and I have EOS. It's Android, but not Android. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, my phone flashed, and it was like, the time has changed. It is now 3 a.m. or so. It's some weird announcement came across my phone. And I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, so it went from 1:59 to 3 a.m. It was terrible. So got that done, and then I kind of detailed the truck on Sunday. That's all I did. I spent like 6 hours. I did a deep clean on this truck. I vacuumed everything, wiped down every surface, put new air fresheners in. I made my truck look almost as good as you can without replacing my super terrible seats, right?
Yep.
Put the kid's car seat back in, went up to the house, got the kid, ran into town to get some food, got back from town. We haven't eaten yet. We went and got fast food, brought it home with us. I go to get the kid out of his car seat, and he's got his hand over his mouth. And I'm like, Jackson, what's going on, buddy? And he's like, there's something in my mouth. And then he projectile vomited all over my truck. Like every surface you could think of.
Oh.
And at first, I'm thinking he's sick or something. So get him inside. I get the truck pulled back apart. I clean it while she takes him up for a bath. And we get done, and he comes downstairs after his bath, and the first thing he says is, okay, I want my chicken nuggets now. He was fine. No idea why he threw up. He just...
Kids will be kids, man. That's sounds like a similar weekend event to mine. Mine was fever, no fever, and then we're like, oh, he's doing good. Got a hit of his breast milk. He was like, yeah, man, I'm good. I'm going to bed. And we're like, sweet, man. Then he coughs, and I'm like, oh God, because when he coughs, he'll cough until he pukes. So he's like, he coughs, and I went and grab we had a little bowl just in case he pukes, because we knew he had a fever. And so I grabbed the bowl, smack him on the top of the head, trying to pull it down fast enough. Whoops, sorry. And then he stops coughing. Everything's good. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because, at the same time, I grabbed the bowl, pulled the blanket away because I didn't want him puking on the comforter. And I'm like, all right, well, okay, false alert, false alarm. Pulled the comforter back, put the bowl up. Soon as I pulled the comforter back, bleh, all over our comforter. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, are you kidding? And he's just looking up at me, his little doe eyes, like, oh. Like, yeah, here's the bowl. So I get the bowl out, and he doesn't like puking in it. Like, I'm like, okay, I get it, but please don't continue on a bed.
Right.
So I am not holding his head down in it, but I'm bracing the back of it so he can't turn away. And he was
too bad.
He's like screeching.
Too bad the AI won't let Mark make a chapter art of someone holding a kid's face and vomit.
Yeah, I know. That's what you think it sounds like, but I'm just holding my hand, vertically on the back of his head so he doesn't turn it anywhere and he stays in front of the bowl. Well, the kid gets the idea, for some reason, to put his hand in the bowl and splash and play in it like it's oh my God. I'm like, get your hand out of there. So then I get a rag, clean his hand off, and I'm like, this is great. Thanks, man.
Kids are so gross. Like, so we've been making Jackson play outside since it's nice out now, and we let Wrangler out, and Wrangler went and peed, and then Jackson was like, oh, mud.
Oh. Dude. Oh, we had Jasper went outside the other day too, and it was nice out. By the way, now he's got these little rain boots, and he loves these boots, dude. He hated shoes for the longest time because his first damn near year of his life, he was shoeless. We didn't have any real... we had shoes, but he always took them off. He didn't like them.
Normal kid stuff.
But, so we had him out there on that nice day, and he's walking around. We're like, oh, this is so cute, so fun. He starts walking towards our mud puddle. No. Okay, you start walking towards him to get him back. He trips and falls into the mud puddle and just starts screeching. And we're like, all right, yep, that was fun. Take him inside, clean him up. Oh, kids. Yeah, and then, then the fever and everything like that. So, as far as my weekend went, the staying up past 2 a.m., not for fun work stuff like putting new shocks in your truck, but nursing the boy and making sure he's good to go. And that was pretty much my My full weekend, I tried cleaning my truck out, filled a couple garbage bags with fast food and Monster cans, and yeah, I mean, I still have the winch and stuff in there, so I mean, it's coming. Got to get a day off and a warm day at that, so I can take the old paint and rust off of it, repaint it real quick, and then I'll put the plates together with whatever bolts that we had, make sure I have the right bolts, and then once that's done, I'll just take 4 or 5 hours at some point and just take the front end off and mount it on. Doesn't seem too hard. Derek's from Michigan State Tours said that Mitten State Tours said that he did it himself, so if he could do it, I can fucking do it. So
he also changed the brakes on his own, so like no one can complain about wrenching anymore. If Derek can do it, anybody can do it.
Are you sure?
Dude, Are you
sure? Did he actually do it on his own?
I was gonna say, I watched it live too.
He had help.
Well, I mean,
everyone has help.
Gave him pointers, but for the most part, we just threw beer cans on top of his truck and made his job harder, and he continued to get it done.
I forgot about the beer cans.
What was the last time? I think it was Becker. No. It was I think it was a different one. I can't remember his name. Derek, maybe. But while he was working, drilling stuff out, he grabbed boxes and styrofoam. Then he was packing the back of his truck while he wasn't looking. Then I'm not gonna say what else they did, but they were pulling little pranks, putting things in places. Drawing penises
that's standard
on the air intakes.
We dumped an entire trash can full of empty beer bottles on his roof rack that day.
That poor guy gets the brunt of it, I swear.
But yeah, so past weekend stuff. I think it was Monday. I got the ambitions to take my 33s off and put the Crawler's 35s on. And lo and behold, if it wasn't for... So, the Crawler had 16-inch wheels, and I have the Tundra brake upgrade. So, I have to run a spacer to be able to fit the 35s off the Crawler. And if it wasn't for that spacer, I would clear without rubbing at all. Mm-hmm. So, the way the 4Runner sits right now, it is ready for 35s.
Yep.
And 35s look fucking sick.
They do. I'm sure I could fit 35s. I should bolt those up to mine.
Yeah.
I could see Alex staring out into the distance.
Let's try. I'm down. Bring it over.
I was about to say, I think I'm semi-close. I don't know about you, Gavin, but I'm a little closer to that, but I still wouldn't try it yet.
I know I'd have to do some cutting and stuff. That's pretty typical of running 35s on the FJ. So.
I do have...
And I don't have any kind of spacers.
We do have those 37s we could try throwing on there. They,
There you go. If 35s will fit, 37s
my lift
will fit.
makes 37s fit, for sure. Because that's how it works.
I mean, with 16-inch... Right, with 16, I have 17, so 16 will give me about an inch less.
No, it's still the same size
it's still
tire.
The same size tire.
It just has more rubber.
Yep.
Yeah, you're very fair point. I guess I was thinking with a smaller rim that it would like be a slightly smaller footprint.
Nope, exactly the same.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you have a 17 with a 35, I guess in my mind when I was thinking about it, it would give you like a little bit more. But I guess I see what you're talking. Yeah. It's just like less sidewall.
Yeah. 17 just means less sidewall.
Yeah.
Like my my old J truck, I had 37s on that with a 15-inch wheel, and it's exactly the same size as the 37s on the Jeep with a 16-inch wheel. Mm-hmm. It's just, I mean, they weren't exactly the same because then you've got a variation in tires. So let's say Grappler's 37 might be 2 inches smaller than an actual 37. It might be a 35.
Yep.
Or, yeah, because there's no actual standard. For whatever reason, no one actually follows a standard.
No. Not at all.
So what you're saying is if I get semi-bald 35s, I should be able to do it.
Yeah, but at that point, you're going to have to replace the tires sooner, and you're going to have less grip.
Mm-hmm.
So, bald 35s are worse than good tread on 33s.
I think bald 35s are the equivalent to an all-terrain.
God.
So...
No.
You can get 35s that are
I mean-
all-terrain.
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking
I
with
know,
you.
I know.
I mean, at that point, they're all-terrains, right? I mean, they have less dig, they have more surface area.
But yeah, I was impressed. The 35s fit pretty nice. I really hate that I had to run a spacer because I wanted to run them at Rocks and Valleys, but that can't happen.
Nope.
Plus, we'd have to trailer the tires to Rocks and Valleys because they're pretty dry checked.
Yeah.
And they aren't balanced. I drove it in to get. I was working on some. Oh, I needed a wrench. I was working on one of the curtain motors at the farm, and I needed a wrench. So I just jumped in the truck and drove it to Gavin's hardware store. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you that I thought I was gonna die. Like it going. I only went 45. I think I went 55 once. But when I got to 45, it felt like I was going into, like, hyperspace. Mm-hmm. The whole truck shaking. It's bouncing up and down. Bouncing me across the road.
Dude, it is going to shake all your welds apart.
Hey, my welds are
I was about to
solid.
say, those welds are solid. Alan's been getting a lot
The
better
only
with
weld
them.
The only weld that wasn't solid, we went back over, and it is rock solid now. That bumper will never come off my frame.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, the old, if it ain't enough duct tape, just add more duct tape thing.
Yeah, no, it's...
Well, so we have is that pretty much your whole past weekend, Alex?
Yeah,
or do you have any other
back
kind of
end
fun?
rebuild, I think that's all we... Oh, we took the spacers off, too. That makes a huge difference in handling.
Mm-hmm.
I should have done that a year ago.
Yeah.
But...
No,
What about
besides
you, Mark?
helping him with that, I was helping my parents remodeling their kitchen right now. Yeah.
which is looking sick.
It is. It's doing really good.
How are we going to get that How are we going to get that
improvement
counterpiece to my house?
Do you want it?
I do.
Okay, because last night
Does it fit?
it might fit. I was just
Does it fit in your truck?
it might. I gotta see with my mom because she was saying that one of her coworkers might have been interested in it. But at first I was like, I don't know if any of my guys are interested in it. But
It
Alex had apprehension in there. He goes, I do.
Yeah, so I was gonna buy a cheap desk for my upstairs studio I'm building, but a free countertop is kind of like a cheap desk.
yep.
I don't know, man. It might go good in the shed for a workbench.
It's corner.
It's a corner. It's a big piece.
Yeah, it wouldn't fit in our shed.
It would make a
Our
good
shed is
news
pretty
announcer table.
small. Oh man, it would for an upcoming botches project. Oh my god. Which I do think is going to be both video and podcast format.
I can see that.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Oh yeah, complete squirrel thought here. Botches listeners, you're getting a little foresight here. So we're working on a off-road news. Originally, it was just going to be a podcast, but I think that it would be really fun to do it in the full-on news studio style, where you've got like a green screen behind you, and when you're like, and in today's news, and then a little box pops up with whatever you're talking about.
Yep.
Like Family Guy, when they're talking about people on Family Guy, and it's...
Yep.
Yeah, I think that...
Yeah, because we could feature people and their breakdowns.
Well, I'm not so much looking that side. My goal is to cover more national off-roading news. So, like, stuff that Blue Ribbon's doing.
Yep.
The Drummond Island drama would obviously be covered by that. I don't want to so much cover, like, group stuff or Michigan-specific off-road stuff. I want to cover national news events regarding off-road.
Oh, so you're not like a local
Right.
news station.
We'd be like
you're
Fox
trying to be
News.
like a national. I think a local would be hilarious.
I think
be like just getting like pictures of people who got stuck or broke a CV axle and be like, in other news, Derek broke his CV axle on the way to Rocks and Valleys, didn't even get to his own birthday. Like like just stuff like that.
so
Just,
on that.
Morphlate finally released a new compressor that actually works for more than a year and a half.
So
Not that Morphlate
yeah,
doesn't.
say all
That's the
more
first
stuff is
compressor I
great.
could think
Tyler,
of.
don't yell at us.
It is.
But
No, we love Morphlate. I kind of.
I actually think that it would be cool. So I'm going to start with the national news, but then maybe find someone who'd be willing to do local news, because it'd be cool if we could get local news that goes, let's say there's a Michigan specific one, there's a California specific one, there's a Georgia specific one, and they all cover their local stuff, but then they can show national news stuff on the same thing. So just an off-road news.
Oh, so you're gonna.
Yeah. I'm going to try and make an actual off-road news.
So you're gonna be more like the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, let me forward it to my my friend Jerry, and Jerry's in there, hurricane. It's going really good.
That's exactly what I'm looking for.
The swamps are deep. The alligators are tough. They bit my sidewall out.
We'll see how it goes. Me and one of the other botches who aren't part of this podcast, we're kind of banging it out and putting things together. But I think that it's something that isn't out there yet, and I think that it has the potential to be really funny and really fun.
Yep.
Because it's going to be like a mock news kind of. Like, it's going to be serious, right? All the news is going to be serious. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be put forth in a way that's entertaining rather than just dry cut news. Or it's going to be so dry cut news that it's funny.
I would love if I had more time and I was getting actually paid to do some of this and I didn't have to work, to do like a local podcast like that. It would be hilarious. Just cover like West Michigan off-road, mid-state tours, do like Cindy Pope stuff, cover all that stuff there, just kind of an overarching like Michigan local news, off-roading news thing.
And that's the other thing is it's only gonna have one episode a month, because obviously it's only off-roading news. Now, granted, when I say off-roading news, I mean the stuff we do. I mean F1 racing, NASCAR racing, all of it is what we're looking to cover.
Yep.
So it'll be an entire month's worth of news at one time. I might do like a weekly newsletter where you get, kind of like a newspaper, an off-road newspaper, if you will. Mm-hmm. And you'll get that every week. And then once a month, we'll have the full hour, 2 hour, whatever episode.
Yep.
Yeah. I really do. I think a local would be fun if I could do that. Like, hey, just so you know, the 7-hour plane crash trail has finally closed this trail and this trail. So if you wanted to do this trail again, it's too late now. Hey, if you wanted to do Drummond Island, this trail is no longer a badge of honor trail, so don't bother.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Hey, if you wanted to do Prairie and Grant, don't even try it. It's just a dirt road now, so...
A muddy dirt road, but a dirt road. Yeah, I definitely want to see a local thing come out of it, but I think that putting the framework in for a national one is going to be the important first step.
Yep.
Because then it opens it up where anyone anywhere who wants it has something to fall back on, and I'll open it up to obviously it'll be value for value, just like this show. So they'll be able to put our content into their episodes and just have the boost split so that we get part of whatever they make off that episode. Mm-hmm. So it could become a pretty decent network without much effort from each individual in each location.
Yeah, and you could cover vehicle releases
Yep,
and
that's
stuff too.
part of what we like when the
hey,
yeah. It'll be more we'll be more of an automotive journalist than we are now. Because right now we're just kind of three assholes that bullshit every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
But it's coming together slowly. I'm working on collecting sound bites right now so that we have like the fun do today's news.
Yep.
Like those kind of things. Yeah, it'll be fun. I kind of want to do a rip off of the old NBC intro. I think it was NBC from like the 50s. But
You mean the turkey? I think it's ABC's the turkey.
NBC's Peacock.
no.
Oh, okay, yeah, but it could be the turkey though, because reasons.
No, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's NBC, Sound of the Nation. But yeah, they're.
So you can go into AI sound generator and do "Give Me Sound of the Nation" song sung by a turkey.
Yeah, something like. Yeah, that right there. That's what I'm looking for. That was perfect. Yeah, so we'll play with it.
Yeah, catch me in the recording studio. I'll start charging for it.
We're going to play with it some more. Obviously, I got to get a studio built and all that. It's kind of just an idea on paper right now, but
Yep.
it's I think that it could be a really fun show. And if we do it right, it can get more people interested than just, our local guys and other guys who like the same stuff we do. Because, like I said, I want to cover racing news. I want to cover drift news. You do drifting off-road.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. I want everything to be covered.
Yep.
Yeah, it brings up some good points. Some good topics to actually bring into it, though. I guess I didn't really think about it too deeply until we started talking about it just now, but yeah, there's some potential
I
there.
think that it could be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it won't take away from what we do here. This will always be here, but
Mostly.
some weeks you get me and Mark. Some weeks you might get Mark and Gavin. Some weeks you get just me. Some weeks you'll get just Gavin. We never know what's going to happen. Just whoever's available on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was sick as shit last Wednesday, so I took a bow out on that one. I was effectively peeing out of my butt.
Been there.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you can't like sit down for 30 minutes to do an episode. Weigh in every 2 minutes. You're peeing out of your
You just
butt.
do the episode from the toilet.
And
Mute the
God, you
mic.
would not want to,
I bet.
you'd be sitting there and you'd be like, no, I wouldn't mute mine.
Imagine how great.
You get the full.
Imagine the acoustics, though. Imagine.
Yeah, you'd be there and you'd be like,
all right, yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I'm good.
But then you gotta
It'll be fine.
remember the echo.
Yeah. Yeah, the bathroom's not big enough for
Oh.
an echo. Remember, we're small town here. We don't have echoing bathrooms.
Dude, when I was growing up,
I don't even have a floor. It's still subfloor.
we had a half bath at my mom's house, so like tiny bathroom, right? But it was tile everywhere. Floor, walls, ceiling, everything was tile. And that bathroom echoed so bad. Like, you'd be sitting on the toilet,
Shit.
and then you hear it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do that. I like not having any echoes when I'm taking my morning dump in the morning. I'm half delirious when I wake up anyway. I don't know about you guys, but I am half delirious. I don't know, like I am lightheaded for the first 10 minutes of waking up,
My morning routine
and then like I go to
is my alarm goes off at 4:30. I spend about an hour putting it on snooze, and then finally I roll out of bed, and I stumble to the shower. And even though I work with turkeys and they're disgusting, I have to take a shower in the morning or I cannot work for the day.
Oh, dude, it's at 6:30. I always wake up first alarm, or I'm sorry, 6 o'clock. Always wake up first alarm. I'm not one of those snoozers, but I get up, walk straight to the bathroom, which is literally the next room over. Take my morning dump, take my couple hits of my vape, and try to stay conscious because I'm so lightheaded from getting straight up and walking straight to the bathroom and then hitting my vape because my heart hasn't, started beating. I already got a nicotine rush. I clean my ears, brush my hair, go back to the room, put my deodorant on, put my shirt on, put my pants on, and then try to leave without kissing my wife, and then she catches me. And then I try to give her the 3 quickest kisses I can because I'm like, I'm late. And then I leave.
And then he smokes a cigarette on his way to work.
30 minutes.
Well, he has a monster in the cup holder. And the whole time,
the monsters,
he listens to the Kyle broadcast where they talk about how shitty women are.
No. Close. No. As soon as I kiss her, I go out to the kitchen. I take my heart pill. Then I get in my truck. I smoke and drink my monster till I get to work, which is about 10 minutes. I get to work. I sit there for 30 minutes and listen to my book. Finish my monster. Continue to smoke, and then I clock in for the day. So. If anybody wants to know how Gavin starts his day, that's it, man. That's the ticket. That's how you keep going.
I also should add, I have 4 devices with alarms on them, so I'm snoozing all of them. So it gets to a point where it's like every 10 seconds there's an alarm going off, and that's when I roll out of bed.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a 1 alarm guy. Don't even have to worry about it. Sometimes I wake up before my alarm, and don't get it twisted. I'm getting shit sleep. Sleep's not good, but it doesn't matter. I still wake up with that 1 alarm, so it's fun. But you know what? On that note, now that you know all of our
deep darkest waking habits.
Let's see. We didn't talk about mine, but mine's not a lot.
And
I usually sleep through almost all the alarms, and I wake up right at the last
shameful. Second. Yep, that sounds familiar. What shameful hosts.
Yeah, on that.
Well, and with that, yeah, I beat you to it, Alex. On that note, we're gonna dial her out.
Later.
We'll talk to you guys later.